Lovely audience and my YouTube community. I'd like to welcome you back again to Diddy Strides, where we analyze trending issues. We do news and social commentaries. We make sincere attempts to be quiet and biased in our presentation. Our goal is to form healthy and positive perspectives, as such, make our society a better place to live in. For us in Diddy Strides, we are focused on the 2023 presidential election because that is the most important news today. If you like such contents, please subscribe, like, and share. Don't forget to hit the notification button for subsequent update like this. Please support me. I beg again, support me. Subscribe to my channel and like. You can also share to the group you belong. All right? So that the YouTube algorithm will favor me. Thank you so much as you do this. Thank you so much as you support me. Now today I'll be doing is more of like my opinion, all right, and I believe is an informed opinion, okay, on the subject Peter Obi and his social media mob. Peter Obi, unquote, Peter Obi and his social media mob. Now, we reference to the much acclaimed cyberbullying supposedly done by Peter Obi's supporters as propagated by mainstream television stations like TVC and channels, individuals and influencers like Reno Mockery, who himself is notorious for insulting people online and who has often made malicious statements against P2B and his supporters. Ruben Abati of Channels Television and recently the sitting governor of Anambra State, Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo, had at one time or the other cried foul over these, I choose to call this pseudo-reality. I hereby wish to make my own sincere submission on the said subject, with an attempt to help my viewers comprehend the matter perfectly, at least have an objective way of looking at that, the same thing we've been talking about. Now, hence, it is important that we understand. Now, one thing I want to address here is number one, what is the nature of the social media? All right. Number two, is it right for P2B to take blames for what his supporters do on the social media? Number three, who are these supporters? Who are they really? Number four, has P2B actually paid everyone to support him? So these are some of the questions that I want to address on this particular episode. All right, on this particular video. Now, the social media is a leveler. That's the first thing I want you to understand. Nobody owns a monopoly of the social media. The Anambra State Governor, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, was right to state that in his article. Nobody owns a monopoly of the social media. As such, the claim that someone has paid the social media to bully people is quite unfounded. If you think that my statement is bogus, note that that is exactly what it sounds like when you say that Peter Obi has raised social media mob to attack or bully anyone who holds a divergent opinion. Now, the true situation is that P2B overwhelmingly enjoys an unprecedented massive support from well-meaning Nigerians who are of the elite class, as such active on the social media. This class of Nigerians who had regained their voices after many years of being suppressed finds the social media as a platform or as a medium of expressing their sincere opinion, hence the emotional outburst. Certainly, the social media don't lie. And I wish to say again, the social media don't lie. Go and write it down somewhere in an overarching sense. Because it mirrors the divergent opinions, the ills, as much as the values of a society. People are more true to their feelings on the social media. As such, the social media is more sincere with the opinions. People are more sincere with the opinions on the social media than in real life. This means that you can trust the social media posts more than whatever you are seeing in the actual world around you. That's number one thing I want to take home. Number two is, it will take quite a huge sum of money to mobilize the kind of support P2B is enjoying on the social media, which I don't think that PO is that rich to bring that kind of massive support, or to buy that kind of massive support he's receiving on the social media. All right? The truth be said, none of these three frontline candidates, Jagaban, Waziri, okay, let me also add Kwakwanso, all right? None of them can actually buy this kind of massive support. Now, this kind of massive support is given, it's not bought. It's a gift, not a merchandise, all right? Now, for instance, I'm doing something in favor of P2B, and one would ordinarily think maybe I've been induced in some way. No, I have not. The fact is that the truth is that I've not even meet him, and I don't even have any plan of meeting him in recent anytime soon. But just that, sometime in the past, I've been in a congregation where he addressed. You know, a lot of people, like I've always maintained on this channel, don't know how we got to this point. P2B, apart from delivering excellent performance in governance in Anambra State, and making investments and also saving money and all that, after he left office, began to champion the cause of good governance and cutting down the costs of governance in Nigeria. All right? He has spoken in many places and many conferences and all that, repeating the same thing. I've been opportune to be in like 2 to 3 of such congregations that he addressed. And he was actually using his life as the governor of Anambra State, his experiences as the governor of Anambra State, and all he experienced to actually address the congregation. All right? And everything he said was so true. Nobody was able to say, because this was actually happening in Anambra State, nobody was able to say, you did what you're saying is false. There were dignitaries in that congregation, but none of them could challenge him because they know that what he's saying is right, or what he is saying, or the claims he's making were true. All right? So, and nobody could challenge and say what you're saying is wrong. As such, when I was in that congregation, like I said, I prayed. That was when I fell in love with him. I prayed, I made a secret prayer to God. I said, God, let this man become the president of this country. That's my history with P2B. Prior to this, or apart from this experience, apart from this, what I just told you now, I've not met him. I've not gotten close to him. I've not seen him one-on-one. Maybe sometime in the future it will happen, but for now, I have not seen him. He has not induced me, and I can tell you that this is the same for many of us online that are doing this same thing, okay? We see P2B as a symbol of hope. That's why we're doing what we're doing, all right? A hope for a better, safer, productive Nigeria that we have all desired, a Nigeria that every one of us will be proud of. We see P2B as a man who is honest. He told us the truth that Nigeria has qualified as a failed state, but the problem of Nigeria is solvable, and he has the political will, the expertise, the character, the credibility, and all that is required to actually deliver excellent governance. And you judge a man And this is coming against the backdrop when Nigerians are tired of the kind of leaders we've been getting. All right? Leaders who are not sincere to us. Leaders who play with our minds. Leaders who take us for a ride. All right? And Nigerians are already clamoring for a better Nigeria, for a greater Nigeria. So, and when Peter B stood out or came out, and we saw him, or we see him as a symbol of hope, because you will notice that his campaign have been based on his antecedents. They said, if you want to know what a man would do, look at what he has done in the time past. What he has done in the time past consistently. And from all the road or the path that P2B had crossed or passed, he has always, right from the private sector to the public sector, he has always maintained credibility, he has always maintained competence. We have seen that he has always been consistent. This is the reason why we're supporting him. All right? Now, the opponents could attest to the fact that all their efforts to buy social media influencers, okay, before I even say this, yes. The opponents could attest to the fact that all their efforts to buy social media influencers, key media personalities, mainstream television channels, to doctor and spin narratives, opinions to their favor has proved abortive. It seems that the effort of these privileged and well-trained media practitioners often hits the rock in the face of the massive and overwhelming support PO is receiving, as championed by ill-trained and ill-equipped but sincere Nigerians. All right? So, in conclusion, I submit that instead of helplessly crying foul, saying that P2B supporters are cyber bullies, for me, I think that is one of the most realistic statements I've heard. Okay? And for me, it is hypocrisy to be crying out cyberbullying when during the previous election seasons we had, we saw people take to the street with guns and machetes, murdering and maiming people in the street for not supporting their own candidates. No supporter of P2B has done this, just that they are expressing their own opinion. I can appreciate that sometimes everybody has a level of the character. There's some people who has challenge with character or challenge with moderation and all that. Okay? So you can't control what everybody says. There are a whole lot of some people, the best way they know to support something is to fight for it. But the truth is that they are sincere in whatever they're doing, whether wrong or right. Okay? They are sincere. And another thing you must understand, why do you think that people are saying the kind of things they're saying is because people are angry. All right? Why are people angry? Some people say because they are hungry and because they are going through a whole lot of tough times and poverty. And yes, that is also a reality. But most importantly, I want you to understand that people feel that they are being insulted. Like me, I get annoyed when I see someone lying to me, because what it means is that you are taking me for a ride. You are playing with my intelligence. It's as I grow that I start learning how to be diplomatic and all that. Okay? But when I was quite much younger and all that, when people lie to me, it gets me infuriated, because the way I interpret it is that you think I'm a fool. Now, so when people lie to Nigerians, there are some of these candidates that present falsehood. In fact, I don't want to call anybody's name, but their candidature, the nature of their is insulting to Nigerians. Something that is very obvious that everybody is seeing, and you're trying to doctor it, you're trying to tell some people, it gets people infuriated, and that's why they react the way they are reacting. That's the truth. That's the truth. I don't want to make references to people, but we know we're in this country. We know what is going on. When you are lying to people, obviously, okay, that's the height of bullying. That's the height of cyberbullying. Lying to people, trying to spin narratives to favor you, even when you know that what you're selling to the people is a bad product, and people are vehemently rejecting it, and you call it cyberbullying. Come on. Come on. Crying foul. Instead of helplessly crying foul, they should own up to the fact that a good product sells itself. The fastest way to kill a bad product is to advertise it. With little or no advert, a good product will sell because it thrives on referral and recommendation. P2B is a good product. That is why he's selling with little effort. And come 2023 presidential election, a new president will emerge and his name will be P2B. Vote for credibility, vote for character, vote for hope, vote for Nigeria, vote for Labour Party, vote for P2B. Diddy Strides signing out.